Okay guys, it's Pitbull J here. We're going to be changing out some bushings on a F250 Super Duty truck. Right there's the bolt that holds the bushing in. What we're going to be doing is heating that up with a torch, getting it glowing hot to break loose the Loctite that's on the bolt up in it. It's going to take a little bit, possibly 20-30 minutes, but I'm going to take a torch and I'm going to start heating it up right here on the head where my thumb's at. And when we get it broke loose, I will come back to the next step of taking a crowbar to get it out. See guys, basically that's all we're doing. We're going to hold it on there until it's glowing red. Red as we can get it. And that should help us break it loose a lot easier. It's going to take a few minutes. I got to hold it on here for quite a while. So I'll be back once we get to that step. We're going to stick this ratchet on there and see what we got. Might have to get a little bit hotter.
How red?
It's pretty red. So what? Red, it started turning white. Can I have a cheetah bar? We're gonna try it anyway. Okay. I'm gonna stick a cheetah bar on it. See if we can get it to break. And it looks like it is. Yeah. Okay. Now that possibly got it broke loose good. Woo! Lay on that hot crap. That felt good. It's breaking loose slowly but surely. Might have to heat it up one more time. It feels like it's getting stiff. As you can see, that's pretty white where we got it going red. And we just got to keep turning it half a turn at a time till we get it out. There's the bushing. As you see, I've got the bolt out of it. All that. See how that's falling out of there? That's why we've got to put new bushings in it. It's just completely disintegrated. There's the bolt. See how this Loctite on it? That's why we have to heat it up with a torch like that to break them loose. If you do not heat it up with a torch, this is very important. The nut that is on the top side inside of the cab will break. If it breaks, you're going to have a time getting that nut and bracket back in where it's supposed to go. So always heat it up glowing with a torch to where you loosen this stuff to be able to break your bolt loose. That bracket right there, that's what's inside your cab. If you break that bracket loose, you've got to insert this new one up inside the cab, and it is a pain. So, here we go. You back up here to the bushing. It's all broke loose, but it's been in there so long, you're not going to pull it out that easy. The easiest thing to do is take a crowbar, preferably a flat crowbar. I do not have one of those, so I'm going to use the big crowbar that I got, like I used on the other side, to show you how to pop this out. Just get your crowbar up and under here. And you just keep prying. Keep prying. See how it's working itself loose out of the hole? And there it goes. So this is the piece I just popped out of there. That's where your bushing sets down on it right there. And as you can see, it's just completely disintegrated, gone. That's why we have to put new bushings in. Now that I've got that out of place, we have this left. We're going to take a floor jack and we're going to put it in place right here on the solid part of your cab. You make sure that you put it on a solid part of the cab. If you do not, you will crack your cab. We're going to jack it up. Once it jacks up, it's going to lift this section right here up out of this hole that it's in. And then we will be able to come up in here. As you see, if I can get my camera up here, see that bushing? That's shot. So when I jack the cab up, it's going to allow me to lift that out of that hole and take it out of there. And then we'll go through the process of showing you how to put the new bushings back in place. So give me just a few seconds. All right, I've got a friend with me. He kind of started the jack for me where I could hold the camera. So, can you jack it or you need me to? As you can see, he's going to jack it up while I'm sitting here, so you can kind of see the process.
Just make sure you watch that.
Yeah. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, it's not out of it. A little bit more. Right there.
Hey. Stop for a second.
Yeah. When you're doing this and you start jacking the cab up in case it lifts the tire a little bit, you always want to set your parking brake. So that's what we're doing right now, is setting it to where we know the truck can't roll on us. Now, I'm gonna come above this, see how we've got the cab lifted off of it. We're gonna see if we got enough room to lift it out of there. If not, we'll jack it a little bit more and go from there. It's gonna be a little warm, so you just gotta. See how I pop that loose? It's still stuck in there, so you just take your thumb sometimes and push up in there, or rubber sledge, whatever, mallet. And see how easily we just rolled it off. And then there you go. Still had a little bit of use in it, but the bottom was shot, so you just changed the whole thing out, as you see. Gone. And the bottom ones usually wear out faster than the top ones because they're so much smaller. The top one's a lot thicker. But here's the new one, as you see, right here. Alright. I'm going to pull it apart real quick. Give me just a second. Oh, I can't get my camera to flip. Alright. So here we go. That's the bottom part. This is the top part that you just seen me pull out of that hole. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back above it. We're going to slip that down in that hole. And it's not going to go down in the hole with ease. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to line it up. Get it pinched in the hole just as good as you can. And then when you let the jack down, you let the jack down real slow. It'll push that rubber piece down in that hole where it's supposed to be. As you can see, there's a flat part right here. And there's a flat part on the bottom side right here at my thumb. Those two flat parts right here is going to be in your two flat parts that's right here and over here on this side. The rest of it's rounded. So you can't put it in wrong. It's impossible. So I'm going to stop the video for a second. I'm going to slip this one into place. And then we'll go through the process of letting it down and show you how it eases into the hole. Alright, as y'all can see, I've got it started. You want it down in the lip just enough that it's not going to rock or anything. Alright, I'm going to ease the truck cab down until it presses down into the hole. And we'll come back and check it. So as you guys can see, cab's down. Let's push the rubber part of the bushing down in it like it's supposed to be. And that's what it's supposed to look like on the top part of the bushing. Not like that right there. That is completely gone. You want to change them out if you ever see that.
You want to do all four of this time.
Yeah, you want to do them all. Alright, so now that we got that on, we take this part here. That's the bottom part. As you can see, kind of looks like a socket around the edges. It's got the little grooves to fit up with that right there. And all you do is you just take this piece, you line it up, you push it up just like that with the palm of your hand. It snaps into place. And all we have left to do is go straight up that hole right there, get our bolts started in the nut and tighten it back down to where it needs to be, and you're done.
Do not use the original. Make sure you say that.
So now, as you see, I put the bolt back in. I started this by hand. You always want to start it by hand to make sure you're not cross-threaded up in the nut up top. And just keep twisting and keep twisting until it tightens down so tight that you can't tighten it. And you're still going to have a lot of jiggle. You'll still have a lot of movement right here once you get it hand tight. But once you take and put your wrench on it and you torque it back down to where it's supposed to be, there'll be no movement there at all. So we'll be back in just a few minutes once I get it tightened down, and we'll be wrapping it up. And by the way, while we're at it and you're watching my video, make sure you hit that like button, comment, subscribe. A job like this, you take it to a shop, it's going to cost you about 500 bucks for 2 cab bushings. And it's so easy to do yourself if you just got a good socket set. It takes a 15mm on a Ford F250 Super Duty, a couple extensions, ratchet, breaker bar, and your bushings. You've got your torch and lighter to break it loose. And that's the basic necessities of your tools. That's all you need. Now, as you can see, I've got that about tightened down to where I've got to put my cheater wrench back on it. And you want to tighten down quite a few rounds after that to make sure that it's holding the cab. You don't want to be riding down the road at 75 mile an hour and something break. Okay, we're starting to get tight as it'll go. Okay. I'm gonna stick this long cheater bar on one time. Make sure we got one good final round on it. Oh yeah, it's in there. Suck it off. And that, guys, is finished product. See the difference in the bushing, how thick. Then we go up top. See, you get your thick rubber bushing up there. And that concludes our video for today on how to change the F250 Super Duty cab bushings out. Remember, hit that like button, subscribe, leave some comments below. Until next time, Pitbull J. We'll talk to you later.